Okay.
Yeah. You're the third person who wrote not know how to turn on the car. Really press it in, yeah. All right.
You have to keep the foot on the clutch, don't you?
Yeah.
Damn it.
All the way in. Yeah, you're good. You don't have to hold it there. It's just like a normal car. All right, so what we'll do, so first off, whenever you move, when you shift gears, the clutch has to be all the way in.
Okay.
All right, so it'll grind if you don't,
Okay.
and it's not good for it. And then whenever you come to a complete stop, your foot has to be all the way in on the clutch. All right,
Okay.
those are like the two things that you need to know.
To get started.
So to get started, you're gonna be in first gear, and we'll do. So the way it works is you're not in gear right now when the clutch is in. The
Okay.
gears are disengaged. When you start letting it out, that's when they start coming together. Because like the engine is spinning right now, right?
Okay.
And so then you get the gears together and it'll start moving.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you should do is what I did with Troy and Deegan, is you'll take your foot off the brake, which I don't know if it is or
It's
not.
not on.
So then start letting the clutch out really slow, and then you'll feel it tighten up, and that's when you know the gears are like getting engaged.
And then you hit gas.
Don't worry about the gas right
Okay.
now. And when you hit that point, really slow down because the car will start moving,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be really slow through that so you get the good connection.
Okay.
And then when you feel it actually take gear, which you'll be able to feel, I can't really explain it. Then the
Okay.
car will let moving. You can let the clutch out all the way.
And then second gear when you get to like 20.
Yeah. So normally it's just RPMs. So like typically when I shift, it's when I'm getting up around 3,000 or like the 3.
Okay.
So in order to shift, you take your foot off the gas,
Mm-hmm.
all right? Because otherwise you'll get a huge rev
Okay.
because you're taking it out of gear.
Yeah.
You'll take your foot off the gas, push the clutch all the way in,
Mm-hmm.
shift straight down to second, so it's like down like 2 clicks you'll kind of feel.
Okay.
And then you'll start doing the same thing with the clutch where you let it out really slow until it clicks in, then you'll start going again.
Okay.
Like just because you're moving doesn't mean you race out with the clutch, you still go really slow every time. Probably shouldn't that.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to clutch
There it
in
is.
and shift, so yeah. So like when you go down to second, like you're going somehow that way,
Yeah.
so just like pull it towards you, so you just
Okay.
make sure you go straight down.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
Yep. Way too fast. Starting going,
Mm-hmm.
if you give it a little bit of gas too, it'll make that a little bit easier.
Okay.
So like don't like floor it, and you have to keep your foot on the clutch if we're stopped.
Okay.
Yeah. So like what I'm saying is like when you're trying to start now, when you take your foot off the brake, if you just give a little bit of gas through where the car starts to move,
Mm-hmm.
it'll just make that a little bit easier and it'll get going a little bit quicker. Yeah, if you hit it with a little bit of gas. Yeah. See?
Okay. I feel a little more solid.
That's more. Yeah, it's better to do it without gas at first, because then you kind of get the feeling for what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
But when you actually do it, how do you live your life? Troy, are you a little embarrassed right now?
Why would I be?
Because Tim has tried this like 3 times.
I never said I was a fast learner.
Oh, a little easy on the gas there, Tim. Let's execute this turn.
Come on. Yes.
You're good now, but maybe going into that turn would have been time to go first.
Can you shift twice?
Yeah.
So you can without releasing the clutch.
Yeah. Oh, ooh, that didn't feel
That
good.
was a bad one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never felt that one before. The stall while you're moving.
For my motor skills project, I decided to learn how to drive a stick shift car. Some good intrinsic feedback for me on the first attempt was the fact that the car didn't even turn on. I turned the key in the ignition and just nothing happened. I didn't know that you had to push the clutch all the way down before you turn the key in the ignition to even get it started. So that was some good intrinsic feedback there. Some effects of the augmented feedback from my instructor Will was how it helped me, get the feel with the clutch with the car and how to get it moving and shift gears and all that kind of stuff. Got a better grasp on that. Some of the main difficulties of learning a skill that you've never done before is that it can get really frustrating. I know I didn't even feel confident enough to take it on the road because I would have freaked out if someone was behind me on the road and I was holding them up because I stalled out. So it's just frustrating and kind of a little nerve-wracking if you're in like a pressure situation and never done it before. Some knowledge performance results was the feeling that I had when you were trying to release the clutch and how slow you had to take it off. So that was a good feeling to get there. I felt like I got it down at the end. Some knowledge of results was when I had a good shift and the car didn't make any weird noises or kind of freak out on me or even stall out. That was a good feeling, and I felt it was pretty helpful. And finally, Will was a good teacher. He's been driving stick since he was 16, so he's pretty knowledgeable on the subject, and pretty sure he helped a few other people out in the class too. And all in all in this project, I feel like I got a good grasp on how to drive stick shift and would feel confident to get behind the wheel of a stick shift car and be able to drive it decently well.